You've seen the headlines, right? The future is clean energy. But what if I told you that behind all those shiny solar panels and electric cars, a hidden war is being fought? It's not with armies, but for the rocks and metals that will literally build our world. This is the story of that high-stakes race, and trust me, who wins this will determine who runs the 21st century.
Yeah, our future is supposed to be electric. And honestly, it looks amazing. You see the vision everywhere, gleaming new EVs cruising down the highway, sprawling solar farms that seem to double in size overnight, and these absolutely massive wind turbines spinning on the horizon. It's a really inspiring picture of a cleaner world. But, and this is a big but, there's a catch.
And that catch is a massive, massive problem. Let's just talk about one metal, copper. It's basically the nervous system of the green transition. It's in absolutely everything. Well, to hit our climate goals, by 2035, we're going to need over 40% more copper than the entire world is projected to produce. Let that sink in. We are on a collision course with a colossal shortfall.
Which brings us to the crucial question of our time. We have all this incredible green technology. We've designed it, we know it works. But do we actually have the fundamental building blocks, the minerals and metals, to construct that future at the scale we actually need?
To answer that, you have to follow the supply chain. And when you do, you find a single, critical choke point where the entire world's green ambitions could just grind to a halt. And this point is controlled by just one dominant player.
Now here's the key thing you have to understand. This isn't about who digs the minerals out of the ground. It's about who refines them, who turns that raw dirt into the ultra-pure materials we need for all this tech. And in that game, China has built an unbelievable dominance. We're talking decades of strategic planning and investment, and the result is they refine an average of 70% of the world's most strategic minerals.
And when you actually break those numbers down, they're just staggering. 91% of the rare earths needed for EV motors and wind turbines, 70% of the lithium chemicals for our batteries, nearly half of all refined copper. I mean, for 19 out of 20 of the most important minerals for the energy transition, China is the world's dominant refiner. It's not even a close competition.
The scale of this is honestly breathtaking. The graphite that makes up a huge chunk of every EV battery, the gallium inside our semiconductors, cobalt, rare earths, you name it. This isn't just about market share, this has become a major strategic vulnerability for the entire global economy.
So yeah, this dependency has totally transformed from an economic issue into a national security threat. And in response, a new global race is kicked off. It's a frantic scramble for nations to build their own supply chains and try to break free. And this race quickly escalated into a full-blown trade conflict. It's this classic tit-for-tat. China puts restrictions on key materials like gallium and germanium, citing national security. The US responds with massive tariffs, so China retaliates with export controls on rare earths. This isn't some theoretical thing. It is happening right now, and it's reshaping global trade as we speak. In response, Western powers are launching these enormous industrial strategies. The US has its Inflation Reduction Act, which is all about financial incentives, basically using huge tax credits and tons of funding to encourage companies to build supply chains at home, or at least with friendly countries. The EU is taking a different tack with its Critical Raw Materials Act. They're setting hard targets, saying things like, by 2030, we must mine 10% of our needs, process 40%, and recycle 25%, while also fast-tracking permits for these big projects. But you can't solve this with policy alone. The real hunt, the really exciting part, is for a technological escape route. All around the world, we are seeing this incredible surge of innovation aimed at completely rewriting the rules of the mineral game.
So this is the old way, massive, super energy-intensive mining operations. But this represents the future. We're talking about high-tech, short-loop recycling that can pull critical materials directly from our waste streams with just a fraction of the environmental impact.
So how does it work? Well, instead of just smelting everything down, this process uses hydrogen to delicately separate powerful rare earth magnets from old electronics. This creates a fine powder that can be directly pressed into new, high-performance magnets. It's a process that's way faster, cleaner, and creates a secure circular supply chain right at home.
And that's just one example. Across the board, innovators are developing total game changers. There's direct lithium extraction, which could unlock vast new lithium sources from salt water. Companies are using AI to discover new mineral deposits in record time. There are new chemical processes that can pull copper from low-grade ores we used to just think of as waste. People are even figuring out how to create battery-grade graphite from biomass, like wood chips.
But look,
Technology alone is not a silver bullet. We can't just innovate our way out of this in a vacuum. As the International Energy Agency puts it, securing this supply chain is going to require, and I'm quoting here, unprecedented global collaboration. It means linking the resource-rich countries with those that have the capital and the technology to process all this stuff.
Which brings us to the final, absolutely critical question. With all this scrambling, all this policymaking, and all this incredible innovation, is it actually going to be enough to close the gap?
Let's just take rare earths, which are essential for EVs and wind turbines. By 2040, even with all the new projects currently planned, we expect a supply of around 110 kilotons. The problem? To meet our climate goals, we'll need almost 140 kilotons, and that's just the demand for the year 2030. By 2040, the gap is going to be even wider. The hard truth is, we are still falling short.
And it's really important to understand what that NZE scenario means. It's the International Energy Agency's official roadmap for hitting our global climate targets by 2050. It assumes the fastest possible rollout of clean energy. So that supply gap isn't just a number on a chart. It represents a direct, serious threat to achieving our climate goals.
And so, we're left right here. A high-stakes race is underway, fueled by geopolitics, national ambition, and incredible human ingenuity. The clock is ticking, and the outcome won't just determine economic winners and losers, it will decide if our clean energy future ever actually gets off the starting line.